Welcome to the Frequency Led podcast, where we prioritize frequency over performance. And that's exactly what we'll be talking about today. So, this is a four-part series where I am hosting my amazing client, Morgan, who is an expander, and she is graciously going back to her journey of her recently manifested property, which was a vision for her and for other women. And we're also having our first retreat at this property, and that's going to be happening on June 4th. And the link for you to sign up is going to be in the show notes. So, Morgan is an intuitive investor. She is a visionary, and she is also a manifestation mentor. So she's an amazing woman who has accomplished a lot of great things for her still very young age. We're going to keep her age as a secret unless she wants to share it with you. So today, this is a part two of her expanded journey and manifesting her pink paradise property. So, in the first part, we were talking about her vision and how it came about. And today, we're going to be talking about something that now may look like good luck from the outside, but we really know what happened. So, Morgan, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm happy to see you and ready to go to the journey back, like doing the time machine to go back.
Yes, there's a lot of twists and turns, and I don't know that I would be as happy to revisit this past year if it didn't have such a happy ending, to be honest. It was a lot of curveballs and plot twists, but I'm grateful for all the lessons I learned in addition to the manifestation, because the lessons I learned, I've made it so that I can just keep manifesting more. So it was worth it in the long run, even though I had whiplash a few times. And
Oh,
yes.
yes. Yes, I know. It was an amazing experience and definitely expanded you in many ways. And I'm proud of you and the work that you've done from inside out to be the woman who is now taking advantage of this beautiful vision that brought you where you are. So that's something that I've learned. There's two stages, how we are perceived by the common narrative outside the world. Because I remember when we started a new franchise, and it was a 24/7 operation. It was in the agreement. It's not just figuratively speaking. And you go to work like at 5 o'clock in the morning and you come home like at 11 p.m. and it's just nonstop. And then I remember I was talking to the neighbor, and the neighbor said, "Why are you doing this? This is crazy. Like, you're never even home. Like, it just doesn't make sense. What is this? Like, it's just hard work." Right? But when you have a vision and you have commitment to the vision, you just keep going. And then
Yeah.
2 years, well, I was sleeping in, I had more free time, we started to travel more, and now I have more flexibility in my schedule. And then I'm having that same conversation with a neighbor, except the neighbor now perceives this whole thing very differently. And then, he just says, "Oh, yeah, well, lucky for you, you can just then lucky
Yes.
for you, you can just go on all these vacations."
Yeah.
So this is how it is on the outside, and this is how we are perceived sometimes. But we're going to talk about what actually happened. So, well, let's just start maybe with the fears. What fears or doubts came up for you on the journey that you're willing to share today? I know there were a lot, but just some that you want to share.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, I really just thought I had a path, like sell one of my properties in Charlotte, to buy a place in Charleston. And so, like, some of the fears that came up are, am I going to be able to sell my house in time to be able to purchase the retreat place in Charleston? Just like the practical fears that anybody would have when they're embarking in a journey like that. And then um, I think deep down too, I had a lot of fear about, like, in order to be able to make ends meet, I needed to be able to have like a flourishing rental, short-term rental in my property as well in order to cover some of the expenses so I could afford it. And so I was taking a big risk. I'd never done short-term rental before. And so that was also very scary. And I had a lot of resistance towards self-managing because I've never done it. And I think deep down too, I'm like, I really care about people having a great experience, and I didn't want that burden in addition to all the other hats I wear and responsibilities that I have. So those are the major fears that came up initially.
Yes, and that's very normal. So what I hear you say that you had a logical plan that kind of makes sense on paper, but then when you are going into the territory that you haven't really navigated before, so of course it's scary because it's new and it demands for you to also meet this newness, which can be very uncomfortable, unfamiliar, and for the body feels unsafe. So,
Yes.
but you had to navigate through all of that and more because there were many other illogical moments. And where, so, and when we're going through this unfamiliar territory and working with a logical mind and also with whatever the lessons you needed to learn, so I feel like you are learning to trust yourself eventually. And
Yes.
I know we've done a lot of work around that subject. And one of the areas that we were really focusing on was the money.
Yes.
Do you want to share a little bit what happened within you internally, how you allowed yourself to shift your relationship to money? And at what point you felt like you could trust yourself a little bit more and trust that it's all going to work out a little bit more?
I really don't think it happened till the very end. Like, being like, it took really, like, going from like shaky faith, like, I think I can, like, I want this really bad, like, I know I'm usually good at manifesting and getting what I want. It was like very shaky to, like, one day I had to decide, like, I am the person who is able to manifest this thing. And so I think that was around, like, this process started basically last January, and like that was not until September. And then a few more times between September and actual closing, which was December 1st, I had to many, many times check back in with that. Like, this is what's going to happen. Like, I am the one who can make this happen. And I had to decide, like, sometimes multiple times a day, like, to regroup and get into that power and that identity.
Hmm. Yeah, that's very powerful. So, yes, I had to decide that I am the woman who is manifesting this, and that's important to me. I had to decide.
Yes.
So, how does it feel in your body when you say that? I had to decide. What's the body experience?
I feel like a relief, like an anchoring and a, like, strong, I don't, rooted feeling.
Yes.
Like,
It's like you're coming home and you're actually not wobble anymore and going back and forth. Is it this? Is it that? Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? So when you decide, you literally stabilize your identity. It's like your vibrational tower becomes very solid and stable. So, and when you stabilize, of course, the energy can reorganize around you to meet you at your stable point of your identity.
Yes.
Yes, and that's amazing. So, when you decided and you really told yourself, I am that woman, so what shifted? Like, how did you decide? Well, how did you think differently? How did you act differently? What did you become available? What did you decide not to be available for? So take us on that journey. What shifted?
I remember when originally, like the curveballs were coming. Like one of the things that happened is my best friend, who was one of my tenants, just quit talking to me, and it was pretty devastating. And then I wasn't able to sell my house, and I had to back out. And then my I was getting kicked around by different lenders and different scenarios, and like, oh, you can do it this way, and it's like, nope, that's not gonna work. And it was just like just kept getting like whiplash from getting pointed in different directions and then things not working out. And so I think before I had really grounded in that identity that I am the manifester, this house is on the market because it is for me only. The reason it hasn't sold to anyone else is because it is meant for me, and it is I have to claim it. Like this is my destiny.
Mhm.
Then, things still got rocky. I still needed to get creative. There was a lot of moving parts that had to fall into place for me to actually finally close. But when those waves of life were coming, I wasn't drowning. I was able to ride the waves and know, because I'm anchored in that identity, that like nothing's gonna rock me too far. Like nothing, like this too shall pass. And not only that, but the plot twists and the things that were disruptive really were things that were happening for me, not to me. Every plot twist in this whole journey was happening for me and not to me. And I think having that mindset too is a part of like getting in my power and owning it.
Mhm. Yes. Yes. And I know that was quite a bit of part of our work because that's exactly it. When you take ownership of your power and you decide, then you are committed.
Yes.
So what did you notice the difference? Because what you just described here, this is like, yes, all these curveballs were coming, all this like places were just, bombarding you with all the other things that you did not really want to experience or add on to your experience. Um, which essentially reflects that state of wobbleness that you were in. But when you decided and you said claimed it, which is really taking ownership of your desire, of your vision, then what shifted outside of you as well? So what did you start to notice, or how did you decide to respond to what was coming to you after that decision?
Can you give me a little bit more of an example of what you're asking?
Yes. So, like when you're wobble,
Uh-huh.
right, in your identity, and you're just like, oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, oh, this is the logical way, this is the practical way. And then also the universe was kind of responding, reflecting that back to you, right?
Yes.
And then it just felt like you were catching up fires and you were reacting to just the next thing to come, which is basically kept you more into regulation and more in wobbleness.
Yes.
But when you decided and declared and claimed it, I am the woman for this property is for me, how the things were still happening,
Yes.
but how differently you were responding to them. Does that make sense?
Yes, I mean, I just had a lot more peace and resilience, and I was able to still access like my intuition and my creativity once I was in that mindset as well. Whereas before, when I'm just getting knocked around by the disruptions of the things
Yeah.
not going my way, it was hard. I was kind of in that survival mode, like you said, like my nervous system was not regulated and I was subject to my external reality, which is beyond my control and is inevitably unpredictable as well. Whereas once I was able to ground into my power, my identity, my decision that I am going, this is mine, um, those things I didn't get the boat rocked, but also like having that next level of access to my intuition, my like higher guidance allowed me to have a lot more fun with the process as well and see and continue to like hold that vision and push it and expand it and get like let's build it out. Let's envision this room with women in it doing yoga or something like that. Like I was able to really like savor and taste the manifestation before it came through, and it was so much more fun. I mean, you could tell in my voice and my gestures, like it was such a difference.
Mhm. So yes, again, when you made that decision, you just allowed yourself to anchor into receiving it as it's already yours. And also that allowed you to continue expanding the vision, which essentially expanded your energy and see the potential beyond that this is just your investment, but it's potential for impacting and creating ripple effect on others. And of course, we're going to have a retreat there very soon on June 4th. And it's going to be the first one where your vision is going to be definitely lived in your reality and in your place. And thank you for doing all of that so that we can come and just amplify what's possible from the potential that you've set out for us, which is amazing. So, what I'm hearing you saying, you kind of had that shift from reacting to the 3D as if, like you said, it's not going my way. But when you anchored that this is mine and I am for it, and I decided I am that woman, you started to create more from connecting within yourself, like you said, from your intuition, from expanding your vision. There is no fight anymore. So there was like, yep, this is it. And I can handle it essentially because you are the source of your creation, and this manifestation obviously manifests through you. So, and that helped you anchor and also prepare you for receiving, because that's another important part to really receive that, which is still in the process of getting manifested. So, can you tell us a little bit more about receiving and what maybe you learned in that in the relationship to receiving?
I think that there was some work to be done there as well. And like, I think part of the reason things unfolded the way they did is because I needed to expand my capacity to receive. Like in my logical mind, I thought, I want this thing I really, really wanted, and I know it'll be great to have, but deep down, there was still some shakiness once again, some mixed signals about like, can I really hold this? Am I really the kind of woman who can receive large sums of money, which was what was required for me to be able to make this purchase? And then am I the kind of woman who can even invest more money in making it exactly what my heart wants the space to look like and feel like? And so there was this like this constraction or I felt very constricted in the beginning
Mhm.
with being able to allow that abundance, that wealth, that money to be able to flow to me. And so during that time, there was this first, I had that awareness that I was actually not quite ready to receive these large sums of money. And then through working with you, through visualization, through connecting to my power, through expanding my ability to embody that feeling of someone holding wealth, I was able to practice it until eventually I was able to match with what it was I needed to manifest to pull it off.
Yes. Can you tell us like an example of what you thought about money, especially large sums of money before? And then after you embodied this different state, can you tell us like your beliefs, let's say, about the money before and after?
Yeah, I think it felt like a big responsibility or a burden. It didn't feel like something that like was to bring joy and possibility. Like it really did feel like there was a lot of weight to it.
Okay. And when you shifted that and worked from inside out and embody your new state for receiving, so what did it shift to? What did money become?
Well, I know I mentioned this to you, but it became a renewable resource first and foremost. It didn't seem like this scarce thing that like I need to cling on to and like do the right and perfect thing with every dollar. It was like, oh, watch me spend this money and then miracles keep happening. Gets replaced or it gets multiplied or that kind of thing. So I was able to continue to expand that capacity for the money to receive it, to hold it, to spend it, to invest it was growing simultaneously. And that was a huge um
Mhm.
development in this journey, I would say.
Yes, I would confirm that for sure. So yeah, and that's what I like to say, that money is energy and it's available all the time at any moment, just like the energy, but energy likes to flow. So that's why there is a saying out there that you need to regulate your nervous system to hold money, but you don't actually hold money because you don't hold energy. And it's actually your ability to, yes, spend it, invest it, receive it, multiply it, and so on, so that the money is always in circulation. And then, yes, when you spend money, so you can always choose to believe that 10x come back
Hmm.
or it multiplies or whatever, doubles, triples, whatever you feel like and whatever you're ready to receive as well. So, yeah, that's a huge shift for you for sure. So, I'm proud of you. All right, so let's talk about coaching and support. So, tell us what's your maybe most favorite tool or integration that has helped you quite a bit during this process, and you might still also continue doing that.
I feel like it like there was really like a process that had to happen. And first it was getting comfortable in my body, like recognizing like the sensations of what does it feel like to be in my power? What does fear feel like? Like where is it, where does it show up in my body? And getting comfortable with holding space for the feelings and the emotions that like I had been ignoring or stuffing down, and also holding space for the and remembering and connecting to those feelings and emotions that I do want to experience and that I do connect to this manifestation when it comes through. So that was like the part one. And then also that I carried that in throughout the rest of the year with really checking in and having that presence practice and not getting so wrapped up in the like day to day like 3D reality stuff that like I lost sight of what the ultimate goal was. And then I think something that was also very powerful was getting really clear on who is the what version of Morgan needs to show up in order to receive this. Like what does it feel like to be her? How does she show up in her power? What is this version of Morgan capable of creating? And then working with you and you really helping expand the vision, expand the multiple paths where this possibility, where this isn't only possible, but it's like inevitable, really. But that I think one of my favorite things that we've done so far is just working with you, sharing what my ultimate dream is, the best case scenario, and then you really helping me push the limits because I mean that really did create some very quick manifestations.
Yes, awesome. And yes, thank you for trusting my guidance. And that's the thing. So we're not trained to think big. We're not trained to create from potentiality because we still have a primitive nervous system, which is stuck in survival and does that job really well. It protects us, but not necessarily helps us to expand on autopilot, that's for sure. So, yes. And of course, money is a great expander. So, when we need to invest huge money or receive huge money, so there is a lot of things that can come through because we all have quite limited, I guess, relationship to money just based on the societal narratives. But
Yes.
nowadays, we also have a lot of examples of what could be possible. And really, again, money is energy. So that's why it's infinitely available and its potential until you actually activate this potential, like you did through your property, and it demanded quite a bit out of you. But now you also know that it's not the limit. It's just a seed of the creation that can expand even into the second property or whatever else you desire that feels from your heart. And when we also create from that heart space, it's always for you, for me, for us, because
Mhm.
it creates the ripple effect. So, what surprised you the most about yourself through this process?
You know, I was really surprised by how hard it was to be vulnerable and to like fail. Because there was a time where I did give up, and I'm surprised that I gave up. And I'm surprised by how much shame and pain I felt when I did give up. And that was really eye-opening because I do believe part of that pain was from me giving up on my soul's calling and my which I think is part of my purpose, but also there was so much um there was more of caring about what other people thought about me. There was some ego in there with like, how can I be Morgan Manifest when I didn't manifest this thing that I wanted, that I was sharing publicly with people, you know? And I think facing that was another big part of being able to expand to hold the capacity to receive wealth. Like having that shame doesn't really isn't the same frequency. It's not aligned with holding that abundance.
Yes. And by being vulnerable, that's how we connect with ourselves, connect with what's true to us, but also connect to others. Yeah, that's a huge one. And I know you're not mentioning, I'm just going to mention a little because Morgan actually had to step out of her property for some time due to many reasons. Again, those twists and turns. And then she, like she just said, when she started to feel like, no, I'm just giving up on my vision, she actually had to come back to the property and do it almost like from, the beginning again.
I did. Yeah. I mean,
So,
I was out at least $10,000. Originally, I put the offer in and I wasn't able to sell my house in Charlotte. So not only did I not get the place, but I also had spent $10,000 that I wasn't getting back. So that
yeah.
definitely added insult to injury. And honestly, like it makes me even more proud and impressed by my willingness to have faith to try again, because I had to put that same amount of money on the line again, and I just that identity shift made it so that like it wasn't like it didn't have a choice but to pay off.
Yes, you had to be unshakable faith, that's for sure. So, yeah, and that's a great courageous move. So, just going back to what you said, feeling like a failure, but at the same time, you were able to feel that, be vulnerable, and then connect with what is really true. So, because failure does not really exist, it's just in a human mind that we like to call it failure or success. But in the eyes of unconditional love, all of it is just love. And through
Yes, and
being vulnerable with yourself and your fear, you actually learn to love yourself in all kinds of forms. And yes, you had a lot of different lessons on that as well. So, but that's a huge, courageous move that you were able to come back and reclaim and also be that unshakable faith that essentially had to work with your logical mind because your logical mind had another story. The logical mind had everything planned out. But how it all worked out, even better than you ever expected. And now, yes, those lessons and who you've become through the process essentially is precious and priceless, which is amazing. And I'm so proud
Yeah,
of you.
thank
All
you.
right. So if we just kind of wrap this up, I'm gonna ask you like quick questions. What are they called? Fire, what are they called? Fire
I,
something questions.
yes.
Right. They're gonna be quick and you're gonna not think about it too much. So we just kind
Okay,
of like wrap it up. And
sounds good.
okay. What's the biggest fear that you experienced through this process?
Failing.
Okay. All right. Amazing. What do you like to read?
Right now, I'm reading Abraham Hicks, the Ask and It Is Given.
Okay. So what are you asking for?
I'm asking for a prosperous retreat with you, and I'm asking to expand my capacity to receive wealth and also channel divine guidance and really tap into my spiritual gifts and develop those as well.
Hmm. What miracle would you like to experience today?
I good question, Jules. I would love to experience the miracle of hearing that notification that we have a retreat attendee who signed up.
Yay! Yes, this miracle is around the corner. I can feel it. What's the favorite time of the day for you?
The time where I'm outside in sunshine.
Yes, amazing.
Whether it's a
Yeah,
sunrise or a sunset or a pool or a beach or a boat, that's my favorite time of day, sunshine time.
yes. What's the new quality about yourself that you've embodied through this process that you absolutely love? Like, I am.
I am brave.
Mm, I have goosebumps. Yes, I can confirm that you are brave. Mhm. Okay, so what would be your final words to that one visionary woman who is listening us right now? And she might be in that situation where she wobbles and doubts, and there's just so many obstacles, and she keeps going back and forth, like, well, I don't know, maybe it's not for me, just too much. What would you tell her? And I want you to take a moment, like, breathe in, breathe out, listen to your heart and just speak from the heart, like you imagine her in front of you right now. And now, from that bravery, from that Morgan who has come about through this experience, tell her.
I would say that if you feel a desire in your heart and you are the only one who can determine, is this a heart-centered desire? Do you feel this longing in your body? Is it something that keeps you up at night? Is it something that lights you up? Whatever that desire is, if you feel it, if it's there, then it is 100% yours. And the path, the process of connecting to that desire is going to require some discomfort, some expansion, some getting unfamiliar. It might require some shedding and some grieving, but all of that process is so worth it in the long run. And the woman that you become as you grow and evolve and shed to manifest that desire is so worth the ups and downs and the challenges and the growing pains, because you get to take that with you forever.
Yes. Well, hopefully this woman is hearing you right now and also your story inspiring her. And she knows that, expansion is in a blueprint, and a part of the expansion is contraction. So there is nothing wrong when you feel failure. There is nothing wrong when you feel fear. And there is nothing wrong when you doubt yourself, especially when you are creating something that you haven't experienced before in the physical reality. And of course, asking for help, support, and joining a retreat in June that's going to amplify your energy and also open you up to see what's possible, because it's fun to do it together with other like-minded women. Even though you're independent, even though you're strong, even though you're powerful and amazing, but it's just fun to do it with others who can share your vision and also amplify together. So June 4th is our retreat. We will be back for the episode 3 and 4. We do have a few other surprises that we have prepared for you to share more about Morgan's vision. But also, if you're listening to this episode and have questions for Morgan or myself, please send them to us. Our information is going to be in the show notes, and we will see you at the next time. And also, back to what I said and how I started that episode today. So, you create your own luck, and you have your power right now to just say that I am luck, I am creating from luck, and there is more luck to amplify.
Yes.
And through the process, you're going to find your bravery. Through the process, you're going to expand your vision. And through the process, you also reclaim your power as an apologetic co-creator. Thank you, Morgan, for sharing your story. And I look forward to experiencing your place very soon.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.